Hello everyone. For this lesson, we will add a subscribe form. So in your brackets, you right click and create a new file and then name it subscribe.html. And then just copy the code in the index.html and paste it here. What we need here is the navbar and the footer only, so we can just delete these divs for the tutorial about and contact us. I will collapse these codes and select it, and then I'll press delete. So when we save and then preview, so now we have the same nav and the same footer. So next is on the Bootstrap documentation. Let's look for on the components. Let's look for the forms. Let's check here kung anong style meron dito. So since subscription form yung gagawin natin, we will just combine all these components. We'll have radio buttons, checkboxes, labels, and a lot more. So I think I like this one. I'll click on this copy button and I'll paste it in the brackets after the nav closing tag. Let's apply proper indentation sa mga tags na to. And select it and I'll press the tab key. Also this one. So when we save and preview, let's check. So we now have form that has its own styling, as you can see. Edit lang natin tong styling niya. Let's go back to brackets. And then, dito sa form tag, let's add a class equal to container with a padding on top and bottom of 5 with a margin of 5 as well. And then, lalagyan ko siya ng background color. So let's see, balik tayo sa documentation ng Bootstrap. Let's search for background. I think I'll use this one, BJ Light. I'll use the BJ-Light class. I'll copy this one and paste it dito sa class na to. So when I save and preview, so ngayon, naka-container na tong form with a light background and a padding and margin on top and bottom. So next, let's edit the input tags in our form. So first we need a name. Let's edit this one. Palitan natin tong for and ID ng name. And the type should be text. Next is phone. So I'll type here phone number. For the for, so ito, majority parehas lang ng itsura ng previous version natin. But here, dadagdagan natin ito ng additional input tags. So for this, let's change the value into phone. ID is also phone. And the type, we'll use number. Next is, I'll copy this form row div. Kasi gusto ko pang magdagdag ng additional input tags. Ito, lagyan natin ng email. Same for the for and ID. Text is also email. For this one, we'll have a date of birth. And then this will be DOB, also here, DOB, and then type is date. So when we save and preview, so ito yung itsura ni date. So pag ginamit nyo yung type na date, magkakaroon kayo ng calendar upon clicking this button. So this one, even if hindi kayo gumamit ng Bootstrap, as long as gumamit kayo ng type equal to date, kakaroon ng calendar yung input tag niya. So your website visitors can click on the calendar and select the date, or pwede rin nilang i-type directly dito. So that's for the type date. Next, we'll have the address. Ito, tatanggalin natin to. Let's remove the placeholder. Pwede nyo palitan yung for or ID. Basta make sure kung papalitan nyo yung value ng for, pareha sila ng ID. Pero I will not change it na. So type is, as text. City, okay. Instead of state, we'll have province. Tsaka tatanggalin ko tong select na tag. I'll just add an input tag just like this one. So I'll copy and paste it here. Save and then preview. As you can see, city, province, and for the zip code. Size is 6, 4, and 2. So total of 12. So gusto kong balance si city and province. I'll make this 5, 5. And save it, preview. Ayan, same na sila ng width. So this one, I'll change this one into input province. I'll copy this one and paste it here in the for value. So now we'll have a gender. So radio button and gender. So balik tayo sa forms. Dito sa documentation ng Bootstrap. Let's go to component first and then form. Hanapin natin yung may radio button na code. Let's scroll down and then this one. So kailangan lang natin itong dalawa. So I'll copy and paste it here. Again, proper indentation. Select and press tab. So we need label. I'll copy this one here and paste it dito. This is for the gender. No need for the for property. So for the label, I'll change this to female. The other one is male. And then itong pangatlo, delete na natin. So no need for this. So when I save and preview, ngayon we have our radio button. So as you can see, ang bilis lang, di ba? Na magdagdag ng components. So instead of having a default sa female, tanggalin natin tong check na property. So by default, walang selected na option dito. So now let's move on to the checkboxes. So here we have one checkbox. So what we need to do is, let's add another label first, break muna, and then label of favorite tutorials. So I'll change this text into HTML and CSS. I'll copy these lines of codes here kasi gagawa tayo ng maraming checkboxes. Paste it here. So we need 7 of this, so let's paste 6 times. And the second label should be Java programming. Next is MySQL and MS Access. Next one is PHP programming. Then C++ programming. Video editing. And the last one will be JavaScript programming. When we save and then preview, so now we have our checkboxes. So mabilis lang, 'di ba, compared nung ginawa natin sa previous version. So as you can see, ginamit lang natin yung mga tags and classes from Bootstrap. You can change this if you want. Gawa kayo ng sarili niyong form, but for me, this one looks good. So the last part is, let's change the button. Let's change this one into subscribe. Subscribe now. I'll save and preview. So that's it. So this will be the final look of our form. So if you have questions and clarifications, please comment it down below. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.